Hi guys, it's Reece from Burton Albion. I hope you're all okay. I'm going to read you a story today, and it's a little bit of a different one. It doesn't actually tell much of a story. It's all about exploring, and I thought it was quite appropriate with the current situation because I'm looking at the next time I can travel, and I'm quite looking forward to that, to be honest. And I'm sure lots of you are the same as well. So the book that we're going to read today is Exploring London. I've been to London before and it's a brilliant place to visit, so let's have a little virtual tour of London with this book. So on the first page it just gives you a little bit of information about three things in London. Okay, so we've got the River Thames, which flows through London. We've got the Shard, which is a massive building, and we have Tower Bridge as well. So lots and lots of people visit London, and they come from all over the world in normal times. London has also held the Olympic Games 3 times as well. And getting around London, so London is big, but there are lots of ways to travel around it. Obviously you've got car, but normally there's lots of traffic. You've got cable cars, you've got a river bus and a taxi as well, and also buses. You've also got the underground, which is on there. So the underground is a good way to travel, but people actually call it the tube. The trains are fast, but they can be very noisy as well, and actually very hot when you're down there. Most of the train track for the underground is actually overground as well, and from experience it's very, very confusing when you're trying to get around from one place to another. So this place here, I'm sure you've all seen that before on pictures or the internet or something like that. This is Buckingham Palace, okay? And there is a flag at the top, and this flies when the Queen is at home. And it's also obviously where the Queen lives. There's lots of new buildings too, so like the Shard we talked about earlier, which is very, very tall. It has a lift that takes you up to the 69th floor, so I wouldn't like to be one of the people that has to get the stairs. I'd have to get the lift instead, I think. You've got the Olympic Park, which is down at the bottom, and that building was put up for the 2012 London Olympics, and it is also now the home ground of West Ham United Football Club. There's also a lot to do outside. You can watch street performance in Covent Garden. So I said that wrong there, never mind. Somerset House. You can see the fountains, and there are lots of other things to do as well in London. If you like animals, there are farms to visit in the middle of London, as you can see. You can see animals at London Zoo and at a wildlife centre in the city as well. And there's lots of parks and gardens in London as well, and they are very, very nice to visit if you can. So London can be noisy, but it has many quiet places too. You can go for a picnic, or you can feed the ducks if you want to. It says there are actually hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of parks in London, which you wouldn't think with how built up it is. And of course, I love going to the park as a kid, and there's lots and lots of parks here as well. And there's also the Natural History Museum. So there are always fun places to go in London, even when it's raining, and you can go and see dinosaurs. Interesting. There's also a science museum where you can go and you can see how things work. And you can see toys from years ago at the Museum of Childhood, so some of my toys would probably be there because I'm getting quite old now. And there's lots of colourful festivals in London as well. So there's the Chinese New Year in London that happens. And some festivals have music and dancing, others have big parades and fireworks as well. So that is a short story, but it brings us on to a very, very important question. What do you love about where you live? Because everywhere is special, everywhere's got that little bit of a place where you think, I like this about my hometown. So have a think about what you like about your hometown, or if you can't think of anything, just think of your favourite place and think about when you'd like to go there again. Hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel and we can get to our favourite places soon.